the sky and the ground underwater. There's something wrong in the air. Everything feels out of order. Everyone seems unaware of hate evolving around here. Invisible but so clear. Hiding in corners so dark, looking for hearts to relentlessly crucify, draining the life from the love that once felt their souls, living just to die. Something's wrong around here. Are we living the life of the dead? Lost and alone, out of the home you are freezing. Only backs are turned facing you, looking down at your heart, see bleeding.
Okay, so this is the fourth Mind of the Mannequins Preposterous podcast. I'm going solo today because this is the last night I can drink for probably about a year, because I'm going to be working, and where I'm working I ain't going to be able to drink, so I'm going to have to behave. Them French fried taters. Yeah, anyways, so that's good. That's all right. I'm going to enjoy it tonight. And it's probably going to be the last one for a while with me in it. Let's see this. Okay. For a while, anyway. Stevie Holmes, the keyboard player, will probably do some. I can't be sure. But what's going to happen too is I'm going to be recording podcasts where I'm working. I won't be able to release them until I get back. Okay. Anyways, want to basically talk about two things: music, and the forbidden politics. Okay. I just got released from quarantine because I tested positive for COVID, even though I followed all the protocol. And I tested negative going into quarantine because where I got to work, you got to quarantine and, make sure none of us have it. While in quarantine, okay, first I tested negative, went into quarantine that day. Then 10 days later, tested again and came up positive. Pretty interesting. Opinion. Just opinion here. There's no guarantees, no matter what you do. Luckily, I had no symptoms. Felt great the whole time. Got bored because I had to stay in my hotel room. But that's it. I lived through it. I'm lucky. Some people aren't. I think it's a kind of a hit and miss, You can get it, not get sick, or you can get it, get real sick. There was a doctor on Tucker Carlson, Fox News, and she was Chinese lady. Yeah, I said Chinese lady. Get over it. She's from China. She's a lady. Anyways, she was in WHO, and she basically said that there's evidence that COVID is like a Frankenstein virus. Elements of a bat, elements of a pig, elements of a bear. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but the point is it was slapped together. So that tells me that China was desperate, put this together, and threw it out there. See, because they didn't allow, once it came out, they didn't allow anybody in and out from the rest of China to Wuhan. They didn't allow anybody from Wuhan into China, but they let anybody leave Wuhan. Again, opinion. I think because they wanted to put a scare in the world because they were losing the economic little battle going on. Okay, because whether anybody wants to admit it or not, the world needs the U.S. economy. It needs it. Okay, I mean, really, as human beings, we really all need each other. Wish more people realize that, but and one thing, there's just one goddamn race, folks. Just one human. Can can we get on board with that, please? Skin color? Really? Okay. Look, let me give you some science. You know, like that song "Blinded Me with Science." Bam! I'm gonna give you some science. See? Go to the store. You're gonna pick up a box of Crayola crayon. Yeah, it's got to be Crayola. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't get that off-brand or whatever. Crayola. I'm gonna pick up Crayola, the 64 color one. This is a Kahlua Martini, equal parts coffee, vodka. I got Sky vodka. It's good stuff, and Kahlua. It's great. With that 64 color Crayola crayon box, you're gonna open it, and you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna see 64 colors in there. Magenta. I love magenta. Burnt sienna. There's an episode of Seinfeld where George was dating Sienna, and Seinfeld said, "Yeah, he's dating a crayon." I died. Okay. There's purple, mauve, which is a pinkish hue. But you're going to notice a white crayon. What's the white crayon? Most of the paper you draw on is white. The only way to see the right crayon, white crayon, is if you use paper of a different color. So kind of proves that all colors have a purpose, right? So when people use this phrase, people of color, I notice they're automatically excluding white. When in a box of 64 color Crayola crayons, you got a white crayon. Is white a color too? That's a good question. Ask yourself. Find out. Okay. Anyway, music. All right, here we go. Mind of the Mannequins. I've been asked, what kind of music is it? I say rock, but we kind of started out as progressive rock. It's progressive rock, weird rock, not popular rock. No, it's good rock. It's really good rock. But we're also kind of just rock. Hmm. I kind of like to put it in the classic rock category because our influences come from mostly the 70s, which I consider the golden age of rock. Okay? You got so many bands came out in the 70s, late 60s through the 70s into the 80s, right in there. Not I'm not knocking the music. There's a lot of good music throughout the ages, a lot of good music. But for rock, I believe 68 to 84, maybe 85, golden age. You got Queen, which is my favorite. That's why I said it first. I admit it. I'm biased. You got Led Zeppelin. You got Pink Floyd. You got Jethro Tull. I love Jethro Tull. You got Kansas. You got Van Halen. You got Black Sabbath. You got AC/DC. You got all kinds of freaking amazing rock. Okay? And what I notice is that, well, first off, that's pretty much where we're influenced from. Okay? Me, it's Queen is my number one, and then everything else. But believe it or not, actually, the first rock songs I started to learn were by Rush. Tom Sawyer, Spirit of the Radio, Free Will. I mean, I learned those. I could play. I really love that stuff. I could play it. Once I started getting better at guitar. Guitar is a tough instrument. It takes a lot of work. You never stop learning, ever. There's always someone better. Don't even worry about who's good, better, or what. Forget about that. But what I really noticed about the 70s rock is there was a lot of genuine passion, genuine emotion, genuine feelings, that kind of got lost a little bit. I think I've seen it develop from, the yeah, I listened to 50s rock, I listened to 60s, but I really started getting into rock in the 70s, early to mid 70s when I was a teenager, and I've seen the development of how the music business has gone. And was very, very, very different back in the day. If you wanted to be a rock band, you had to suck up, you had to present demo tapes to people and hope they wanted to back you. And oh god, freaking! In fact, soon we're gonna have a podcast showcasing one of our. We actually got onto KLOS local licks back in, I think it was 1989. Yeah, and they're still doing something like that, but it was hard to get airplay. It's hard to get radio plays. It's really difficult. But anyways, there's something I'm seeing happening on YouTube now that I'm really happy about. And that I see is these reaction videos. They're really, really all over the place now. And like people from all walks of lives are doing it now. You got people, and they're reacting to everything. But I see that there is a real focus on classic rock. I really see that. And it's like, go look at reaction videos for Bohemian Rhapsody. There's so many out there. And some people, they're like, oh my God, oh my God. Some people get up and run around the room, That's because they never heard such real passion. I was lucky enough to see Freddie Mercury in 1980 at the LA Forum. And I was all the way to the back, all the way, the last row in the Forum, but I was in the middle. Okay. And man, Freddie made you feel like you were jamming with him. He just knew how to draw you in. And the reason why, look at the Live Aid video. Considered by many the best rock live performance ever of all time. Freddie loved what he did. He genuinely loved, that's the word, genuinely loved his audience. Genuinely loved. He wanted to interact with you. Love of My Life, he always had a section where the audience sang. And everyone knew the words. And my favorite one is Dado, Dado, Dado. Fuck you. That was my favorite one. And Freddie could do that. Everyone loved Freddie. And he was just actually I got to give Rami Malek some major props. I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody, and when he sang that part of Bohemian Rhapsody, he did that part where Mama, I don't want to die. Sometimes wish I never been born at all. Look at his expression. Because as an actor, he got it. He felt it. And that's what music is really about. And if anything's going to bring this country together, it's probably going to be music. And with these young people, what I'm noticing, young people doing these reaction videos, they're blown away. And they're listening to Rush, they're listening to Queen, they're listening to Led Zeppelin, they're listening to all the stuff I grew up with. I saw it come out and going, oh my God. I remember going to Warehouse. The Warehouse was a record store. I used to go there every Friday night just to look at records I couldn't afford to buy. When I'd get a new Queen record, my family would always get me for Christmas, would get whatever Queen records I didn't have. When I got Queen 1, oh, I was blown away. Keep Yourself Alive. What a song. You know, if you want a good song, you want to see Freddie's real talent, the Prophet song off A Night at the Opera. You're welcome. Okay, so what I did, because of what I saw, I went ahead. Okay, Mind of the Mannequins, we use CD Baby for distribution. And they were offering song reviews. So I went ahead and did one. Yeah. Let me read you. Okay, now the song review has a lot of stuff in it, you know. But okay. They have an overall impression, they have strong points, they have areas of improvement, target audience, artists, target suggestions, and the reviewer. Okay, the reviewer is a guy named John Wright. He's a trained multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, and music educator with nearly 20 years of experience in the field. Working with musicians and their individual sounds is his passion and profession, and he strives to interact with and understand every aspect of production process, from theory and songwriting to recording and mastering. He continues to teach students of all ages and is currently collaborating with artists in a wide variety of genres. Okay, that's the guy that reviewed the song "Life of the Damned." Okay, I myself, I took some classes in recording and mixing, and took some songwriting classes. I know theory, you know, and again, still have a lot to learn, but it's worth it. But anyways, so what I'm going to read the overall impression, okay? And maybe I'll read the target audience. We'll see. Okay, here's the overall impression of Life of the Damned. Beginning with urgently strummed acoustic guitar and nearly tribal drums and vocalizations, Mind of the Mannequins manages to harness a sense of mysterious and spiritual intensity just moments into Life of the Damned. Quickly, this ominous feel soars into a distortion-driven, fully epic rock sound, granting emotional weight and intellectual magnetism to the tune's lyrical content, as Mind of the Mannequins explores the brokenness of societal structure and personal experience, lamenting the paths that lead so many to live the life of the damned. I take that as a huge frickin' compliment. Basically, he's saying, I captured an emotion, I captured a passion and communicated it. I wrote the song. So that's success. I've made very, very little money on this record. On No Asylum, made very little, very little. About $70. I spent probably close to about 120,000 producing, buying gear, all that stuff, and which is actually cheap. Think about it. It really is. So I call that a success because I communicated an emotion, things I went through. There's another song called The Begotten Stooge will be coming out, and I was pretty broken then too. That's when I write the best stuff is when I'm broken, and I'm broke a lot. I'm broken. I'm I'm a hot mess, man. Okay. Anyway, proud of it. Anyways, so that's pretty much it about music. I mean, I'm just happy that young people are listening to real good music. So this gets me into the next part here. Okay. What I really want to talk about. I don't really want to talk about it. I'm going to drink about it. This country's broken. It's fucked. Okay. So I'm going to offer you a deal. Okay. See, I'm hoping that music kind of brings everyone together. But in the meantime, I'm going to offer you a deal. Deal you can't refuse. Man, see? I'm in a hotel. I can't smoke, so I'm pretending. At least I'm honest about it. That's what I'm going to do. You send me your mailing address. I'll mail you a piece of paper. And on this piece of paper is going to be two straight lines, about an inch apart. They're going to be the straightest lines. Nobody knows lines like I do. I used to be in construction. I know lines. Everyone agrees. These two straight lines are going to be there. And against the bottom line is going to be a nice red X. I know red X's. Red X's are the best. I am the master of red X's. Everyone agrees. On the top line, you're going to write real nice and neat. In fact, maybe just type it in. Your name. Spelled right. And I want to know. Spell that name right. Typed across the top. Printed. Yeah. Then on the bottom sign, bottom line, you're going to sign with your legal Hancock, John Hancock. See? I'm drunk. Then, what you're going to do, you're going to mail that back to me. Then, you know what you're going to do? You're going to vote for me. See, this is for all the people that are kind of on the fence. I'm talking to everybody, but mainly focuses on people on the fence. Then you're going to vote for me. See? Then when I'm president, I'm going to fill out that motherfucking paper and send back to you the shit show you just signed on to. Because that's pretty much what Joe Biden's offering you. He's saying he'll tell you after the election if he's going to stack the Supreme Court or not. After. Vote for me, but I'll tell you after what I'm going to fucking do. Really? You want that kind of governance? Really? You do? Vote for Joe. Let's not forget what wet fucking brain Pelosi said when Obamacare was being shoved down America's throat. We have to pass the bill to see what's in it. That was scary. Okay. I went on a rant and camera stopped for some reason. Okay, I'll do it again. Anyways, gonna go on to this. It's oh Jesus Christ. Okay, come on, where are you? Okay, right here. All right, got a split screen going now. Okay, 1982. Superdelegates were first created by the Democrat National Committee in 1982. I've seen some that say 1984. I don't know. I don't really care. I was I was a teenager then. I didn't really pay much attention to politics. They were intended to be independent, able to vote for any candidate, regardless of outcome of primaries or caucuses, in their own congressional districts or states. I want to point out only Democrats use superdelegates. Superdelegates now make up 15% of available delegates. They're totally unpledged. They are free to change their mind as often as they want until the convention. They can switch from Bernie Sanders to Hillary Clinton to Martin O'Malley to Mickey Mouse. Only Democrats use them. Oh, by the way, they're not elected, they're appointed. So, who appoints them? Good question. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to get that deep into it. You look into it. How's that? Learn something. Okay. So, I don't know, man. You want this kind of governance? Vote Democrat. I call them demonic rats. To me, that's what they are. Bet some of you thought I was going to start shitting on Trump, didn't you? No. I can understand someone on the fence not wanting to vote for Trump. I get it. I would never try to even change your mind. But you want to know something? What's more important than who you vote for in this election, I think, is who you don't vote for. Demonic rats. That's who you don't vote for. If you can't decide on who you're going to vote, you really can't vote for Trump. Vote for the Green Party. Vote for the Independent. And if you don't like them, just don't vote. Don't give the goddamn motherfucking demonic rats your vote. It's a waste. They don't give a fuck about you. You know, I mean, does Trump give a fuck about you? I don't think, 300 million fucking people. How's he supposed to give a fuck about 300 fucking million? Well, actually, he does. He gives a fuck about America. The whole idea. You want to label me and my political stance? American, number one. Independent, number two. Constitutionalist, number three. Now, the thing is, the number three guarantees the independent and the American. Okay? That fucking document is the second most amazing document ever written. The first is the Bible. That's my opinion. Shoot me if you want. I don't give a fuck. You know, I spent 5 years in Afghanistan. And I also spent about 2.5 years in Germany. I mean, before I went overseas, when I was a teenager, let's say, teenager to early 20s, I made Bernie Sanders look like a goddamn conservative. Went overseas, started working, started looking around, started seeing things, started experiencing things. Changed everything. I was in political science class 2015 when I learned about the superdelegate. Very loudly in class, I said, I will never goddamn vote Democrat again. Ever. If there's anything you do, don't vote Democrat. They will fuck you. They only care about one thing, their own power and their own money. I have PT fucking SD from living in California for 40 fucking years. Not from going overseas to Afghanistan or a place like that. I saw a guy get blown up. A suicide bomber. Boom! I was at Ghazni. This made the news when it got attacked. I walked to the safe place. Everyone was saying, hurry up, hurry up. I'm like, fuck you. I'm walking there. Why? If it's my time to go, I'm going to go. That's it. Here I am. I'm right here. Wasn't my time to die. Not at all. Socialism is candy-coated communism. Look for that song. Y'all folks have a really fucking good night.